So is paying £12,000 or more to study online in a pandemic worth it? Is it worth it to pay all that money and then come to the UK and then you're doing all your studies completely online? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited that you're here, and as always, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Chidera, and I talk about the international student life from my experiences here in the UK. This video is going to be addressing, moving all the way from Nigeria or Africa to the UK right now, if it is still worth it and if it's something you should consider. At the end of the day, I cannot make this decision for you. All I can do is just give you my opinion, provide information so that you can make insightful or informed decision. Okay, so just relax, okay? But before we go on, a lot of people have asked me how I shoot and edit videos on my phone. Even this video you're watching right now was shot and edited on my iPhone. But regardless, if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, you can shoot high definition, high quality videos on your phone. So if you would like to learn that and a whole lot more, click the link in the description box below to access the course that I have created. It's a completely video based course, and you can do it at your pace and at your time, and then you would have access to me to ask like direct questions on things you're not clear about. Once more, click the link in the description box and sign up for the course so you can have access to it. Another important thing to mention is that I have a community for international students known as the CP community, and we have a Telegram group where international students just meet, interact, ask questions and get clarification. If you would like to join, click the link in the description box. You will find the link there. I want to apologize because in a couple of my videos, a lot of people have commented that they could not find or that the link was not working. That has been resolved. So if you click the link below, you will get access to the Telegram community. Okay, and you can also follow us on Instagram at the CP community or Twitter at CP community _. So I'm not gonna lie, education in the UK is very expensive, okay, especially for we international students. International students pay as much as £10,000 for a master's course to as high as 20-something thousand pounds. Like, the difference between what we pay as international students and what home students pay is quite a lot, is a handful. So I'm not going to like come here and water it down and be like, oh, it's not that expensive for all the things you're going to get. No, it is expensive. I'm not going to lie. But the point is, you would have to weigh the pros and the cons. Okay, why do you want to make this decision of coming to the UK? And that's what this video will do, just help you make an informed decision. All right. One conversation that people have been having online is the fact that most people feel like universities should not charge as much as they used to when it was face-to-face interaction. This does not just apply to international students. Even home students here in the UK have also complained about the charges that they are still paying, even though most students have transitioned online. So you're not alone if you also think that way, and if you feel like, oh, they shouldn't charge us this much because it's just completely online now. I agree with you on that. One thing that made me decide to make this video is that I saw this tweet where he was saying that he doesn't see the point, that he feels it's completely pointless for you to leave Nigeria and go to the UK for your masters. And while I agree that his points are valid, I still do not think it is completely pointless. I feel there is still a point to it, if that makes sense. The very first thing I'll talk about is what it is like right now studying in the UK in a pandemic, so okay? Now, the very first thing you should know is that there's limited human-to-human interactions. Some courses right now run on 100% online classes, so there's no face-to-face class. So you have to stay in your room and do all your classes, and that would require a whole lot of self-motivation on your part for you to keep showing up at your decks and doing your classes, okay? This is so especially because of the lockdown that the UK is presently on, and then the news from the government is that the lockdown will be eased up in March, but this is just speculative, it is not certain. So for now, just know that it is almost like 90% online, and then for some courses it's completely online, meaning even if you're here in the UK, you'll be in your room doing your academics. The second thing you should know is that a lot of university facilities are closed. So the gyms are closed, the libraries are closed, the laboratories are closed, okay? A lot of university facilities are closed. So if you want to read, you will most likely have to read in your bedroom. I only know that there are like a few libraries that open, and then they have like serious social distancing rules in place. But my point is, just know that even university facilities are closed, okay? Another thing you should know is that most of your reading materials are going to be e-resource. It's going to be e-books, e-materials, because you cannot access the library and you cannot get, books from the library. So if you're like me, who struggles a lot with reading e-copy materials, then you might have to find a way to get hard copies when you're here. You might want to get a printer so you can print out articles that you want to read or some papers that you want to read and the likes, okay? Another important thing to note about studying in a pandemic here in the UK is that, like I said, classes are online. However, some of these classes are pre-recorded, meaning as the lecturers are talking to you, they're not talking to you right there on the spot. These videos have been recorded and then you get to watch it. But of course, if you have any questions, anything that you need clarification on, you can always email your lecturers and then they'll reply you. So some classes are pre-recorded while some classes are live, okay? Meaning that as you're watching it, that's when the lecturer is talking, okay? Another important thing to know is that right now for assessments and exams, there are two types of assessments and exams. There's the open book exam and there's the closed book exam. Open book means you can open your book. You understand? You can use your reading materials. You can open it on the table and be writing the exam. That's an open book exam. Then there's a closed book exam, which means you're not to have any reading materials on the table. Some institutions actually, they'll tell you to take your laptop when you're doing a closed book exam. Take your laptop, you show them your decks, you show them your environment, you show them what is behind the laptop, so they can be sure that you're not like going to cheat or anything. So just know there are two types of exam. You can do an open book exam or you can have a closed book exam. So now let's get to the crux. The crux the cocoa of the matter is it worth it to come to the UK right now to study? So I'm going to give you points why I think it is not completely pointless. Number one reason is, do you know when the pandemic will end? That's the question I always ask people. Do you know when the pandemic will end? So why do you want to put your life on pause for something that we don't know when it's going to leave us? For all we know, the pandemic, God forbid, might last from now till next year before we're completely rid of it. So why would you want to put your life on pause? And then also, if you're from Nigeria or if you're in Nigeria, you know that right now, educational system in Nigeria, like schools have been on strike for months. My sister that was supposed to graduate last year, she has still not graduated. She's still in her final year. So, but here in the UK, even though there's a pandemic, your education will still go on as planned and your life is not on pause. Yes, it will be difficult. Yes, it will be challenging, but you're making progress. Your life is not just put on pause until like the government has decided to make a decision or something. So that is one thing you should think about. Another question I keep asking people is there a better time to study than now? Like what better time to study than now? You have more time as a student right now. See what I mean? Number one, you have a whole lot of academic support. See, when I was doing my master's, I did not know that I could get so much support like what students are getting right now. Like lecturers are easy with students. When you email your lecturer, you're like, you know what, I don't think I'll be able to submit this assignment on time. They are very more open and receptive to the challenges you're going through. And it was not so like before. Like before, of course, they listen to the challenges. But my point is, right now, there's a whole lot more support, academic support, because they know this is a challenging time. What better time to study than now when you have like massive support? Also, apart from that, a lot of schools in the UK will help you with mental health support. So when you're studying here, you're not just alone. You can reach out to the uni. Also, when you arrive to the UK as an international student, some schools will give you like food supplies, isolation packages to help you with settling down into the UK. Also, a lot of schools allow for a lot of extensions. So if you have a deadline coming up and you mentally you're just drained or you're tired, you can't hit that assignment deadline, you simply email your lecturers and say you want an extension. And it's ever so easy to get an extension now than it has ever been, or than it was when I was doing my own master's at like early last year. So my point is, what better time to study than now when you have like time, you have support like never before. Another reason why I feel like it's not completely pointless to come to the UK right now to study is that you'll be eligible for the 2-year post-study visa. I'm sure a lot of you already know about the 2-year post-study visa, which is applicable to people who graduate in the summer of 2021 and going forward. Although there's not been like a whole lot of details about how you would apply, but point is, we know that if you come into the UK this year, you'll be eligible for the 2-year post-study visa. Now, before I go on, if you're in the UK already and you're studying, I beg you, please could you drop a comment down below, share your experience studying in a pandemic. Do you think it's worth it? If you think it's not worth it, please put it down in the comments. It will just help people make informed decisions, okay? Let me know how the experience has been for you and why you decided to study now and how you're finding it. Please drop a comment down below. Another reason why I think it's not completely pointless is that you gain exposure, you gain international experience. The UK educational system is a very globalized setting. So you meet people from all walks of life, from different backgrounds. Even though now it is virtual, point is you would still have that international exposure. You would be leaving your country to a new country to settle in, to meet new people. And that international exposure is good. It opens your mind to a whole lot of things. Let me tell you, to be honest, if the only reason why I came to the UK, apart from my studies, is just for the exposure I have gotten, then trust me, I can tell you that it is totally worth it, okay? Another reason why I feel like it is not completely pointless is that you can still work part-time and earn money. Yes, it is slightly more difficult to get part-time jobs now in the UK, but it does not mean it's impossible, okay? I know people who got into the country and after like 2-3 weeks, they got a job. It's still possible to get part-time jobs. Now let's look at the alternative, especially if you're from Nigeria, where I'm from. Let's look at the alternative. In Nigeria right now, the unemployment rate is surging. Right, like even before the pandemic, there was high unemployment rate. Then now that there's a pandemic, the unemployment rate is very high. So what is the alternative for you? Staying back like in the country when you have an opportunity to study in the UK, like what are the alternatives? You get me? Like, the last 3 things I'll say will apply specifically to people from Nigeria because that's where I'm from. So one other reason why I feel like it's not completely pointless, if you come to study in the UK, you would have access to basic amenities. You're going to have 24 hours electricity, and then you're going to have fast, reliable internet. And obviously, I know that this is actually a sad thing that I'm even talking about, like 24 hours electricity as a big deal. But if you're in Nigeria, or if you've lived in Nigeria, you know that we don't have electricity on a steady, it's not stable. So with the constant electricity and then this fast internet, there's a whole lot more that you can do. You can learn skills online, you can use it. See, if with internet and 24 hours light, there's a whole lot more you can do. All it takes is for you to decide what you want to use all that spare time or all that internet or the electricity you have to achieve. Because there's so many things I have learned, there's so many things I have done just because data is cheap in this country, and also because there's 24 hours light, okay? So that's one thing to consider. Another thing that I keep telling people, I say, see, if it's to leave Nigeria just for 3 months and then even come back, it is worth it because you would have that peace of mind in that moment that you're out of Nigeria. Like, I don't need to talk about the high insecurity that, you know, is looming in the country, especially in northern Nigeria where I'm from. Like, insecurity is really high. So if you can come to a place where you can have that peace of mind for a while, my dear, it is worth it. Not just even that, let's talk about the fact that you would not hear generator noise for a long time. For those of you that are non-Nigerians, I don't know how to explain this. Generator is what we use to get electricity. If you're from Africa, you know what generator is. Why am I explaining this to you? Anyway, you won't hear generator noise for a very long time and you have that peace of mind. See, if it's just for generator noise that you left Nigeria, trust me, it is worth it. I know this is so shallow. Like, to me, it's a major point. Another important reason why I feel like it's not completely pointless is, what about devaluation of Naira? We know that the Naira keeps crashing and rising and crashing and rising. So right now, 15,000 pounds might be so and so amount in Naira. How do you know that, okay, when the pandemic ends, the Naira wouldn't have crashed further? And even if it is still 15,000 pounds you have to pay then, it will now be a whole lot more in Naira. So you can't really say for these things. Like, the Naira can be devalued really, really bad, or it could rise. Amen to that. But you get my point. Last but not the least, why I feel like it's not completely pointless is that still, if you come to the UK to study right now in a pandemic, to study online, you will learn the life skill of self-motivation. You will learn how important it is for you to stand on your 2 feet, for you to motivate yourself and sit yourself up in front of your desk and do your schoolwork and everything. You would learn that skill, and self-motivation is a major skill you need in life in order to achieve things and to be disciplined, okay? So I've been talking for so long. When I consider the whole opportunity, you know, to come outside, to come to the UK and study, I tell people it's not just about the academics. Think about it as a full package. There's a whole lot more you can get if by just coming to the UK to study or by going abroad to study. And I know some people will be like, oh, Chidera, you're on scholarship, you did not pay your tuition. So my point is, if I had the opportunity to pay my tuition, like if someone was supposed to pay my parents were like, oh, do you want to study in the UK and they're going to pay my tuition, I will come to the UK, is what I'm saying. Do you understand? But at the end of the day, it is up to you to make your decision. All I'm doing here is give you information and then you make informed decision. Once again, if you are in the UK as a student right now, please share your experience in the comments so that people that are considering coming can really think about it and make informed decision from all our collective experiences. Woo! Oh, I sound like teacher. All right, guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please do not forget to like this video, share it to someone who you know is considering going to the UK, drop a comment, subscribe. Let's grow this community. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, guys. Bye bye. And don't forget to join the CP community Telegram group on the link below.